Hi, everybody. I'd like to welcome you to today's webinar, where we are going to talk about the Digital Twin Design Challenge and how you can build a Minecraft structure for the real world. We're really excited about this challenge, and we hope you are too, and we hope we can answer your questions about how to participate. So let's get started. So today, the presenters are going to be myself, Stephen Fruworth, and I'm going to be joined by Bao Tan, who is a software engineer on the iTwin platform. So here's our agenda for today's webinar. I've introduced ourselves, and now I'm going to go into the challenge overview, and then we'll move on to the resources available to you to do the challenge. Bao is going to do a section on how to get started and how to use the iTwin viewer for your submission. And then we'll also show you how to get help if you still need assistance. First, we're going to start with the challenge overview. We're going to talk about what digital twins are and the point of the contest, what you're being asked to do, what you might design, and what you can win also. So, what are digital twins? Digital twins are virtual representations of the real world. You might say, well, what does that mean? Well, they combine and visualize data in ways that optimize decision making, planning, and action. So here's an example of a digital twin. This is a wind farm, a wind power farm in South Korea. And you can see that the digital twin is bringing together digital models of the wind turbines. And it's also presenting data associated with the turbines. It's showing the power that's being generated, the condition and operating data from all the different turbines. And this is allowing people to manage the wind farm more effectively. It can predict future power generation as well as what's being generated in the current moment. So this is just one example of a digital twin. This is a virtual representation of a real-world system. All right, so why did Bentley create this particular contest? Well, digital twin technology is becoming a powerful tool for future engineers. And we wanted to give students, you of course, a fun way to explore digital twins. And we wanted to specifically allow you to explore how you can combine and visualize different types of digital models. So in this case, we have a Minecraft 3D model of a penguin, and we've placed it within a 3D model of a real-world location. In this case, it is Helsinki, Finland. All right, so what are you being asked to do? So for the contest, you need to select a real-world location. You need to design a structure for that location using Minecraft. You will export your structure from Minecraft as a 3D model, and then you will place it within a 3D model of a real-world location. And then you'll want to tell us what you designed and why you designed it. The real-world locations are preloaded in what's called an iTwin viewer. And the iTwin viewer is a digital twin app that brings together different types of data and allows you to visualize it together. So what should you design for these real-world locations? Well, it's really up to you. There are no rules about what type of structure you can create. The idea is that you should think about what will make the real-world location better. So you could potentially design something that addresses challenges that are facing the world's infrastructure. You could think about environmental sustainability. You might think about urbanization and population growth, housing, or you just might want to make a real-world location a nicer place to be. So it could be some type of aesthetic design or maybe an artwork or monument. So it's really up to you. So what can you win by participating? Well, we will have two types of judging. We have expert judging and we have a popular vote. So in the expert judging category, we are going to select the top 20 finalists and each will win 500 US dollars. The winner of amongst all the finalists will win a cash prize of 5,000 US dollars. And then the runner-up, essentially second place, will receive an additional 1,000 US dollars. So the winner by popular vote, that's going to be once we've selected the finalists, we're going to publicize them on our contest webpage, and then people will be able to vote on their favorites. And the winners of the popular vote will, the finalists will win an additional $2,000 US dollars, and the first runner-up will receive 1,000 US dollars. So pretty exciting. All right, I want to show you a live example of what you'll be doing and what it might look like in once you're using the iTwin viewer to combine your Minecraft model and a real-world location model. So here's an example of a Minecraft bridge placed in the Sydney Harbor reality model. And I'm going to show you that the reality model is a 3D model of the city, and it allows you to zoom around and look at the Minecraft model from different perspectives. You can get right up close to it. You can look through it and see the city around it and surrounding it. It's quite cool. You can you can place your Minecraft model wherever you would like. I think there is a default building site for each of the reality models, but you have controls over here that allow you to position your model wherever you would like. You can also change the scale of it. So if you want it to be bigger or smaller to fit the location, you can adjust the scale. You can rotate it. You can move it around to different areas within this large geographic model. So it's quite exciting. You can really have a lot of fun with it and design whatever you would like to make the real world location as you would like to. All right, pretty cool, huh? Well, we're excited to see what you'll do. All right, next I want to give you a tour of the resources that are available to you to do the contest. We have a web page on the Bentley Education portal that has a lot of great information on how to participate. We've created several videos that show you step by step of how to do all the different things you need to do in order to create your Minecraft model and export it and combine it with the real world location using the iTwin viewer. We've put a lot of work into creating videos and documents and things that help you understand how to do the steps in order to participate in the contest. So I'll show you how to navigate to it. If you go under the Students drop-down tab, you can see Engineering Fundamentals. And then scroll down and you can find the Digital Twin Design Challenge right here. Click Learn More, and that'll take you to the contest page. You can see I'm already registered. The page has a lot of information about what you're being asked to do and the types of structures that you might design, which we've already talked about. Here are some details about the submission deadline and the age range for participants. And then down here we have the process, and all of these are hyperlinks to videos showing how to do each of the different steps. So this is how you use the iTwin viewer. This is how you'll design your structure, etc. Here we have the judging parameters. So you're going to be judged on the concept behind your design, the execution of your design as a 3D model, and then the overall impact of your design when it's put into the context of the real-world location. Here's the details about the timeline of the competition. We have the submission deadline, the end of March, voting, and when winners will be announced. So here's a section called Competition Resources. It has a full-length video that shows all the different steps in detail, how to do it. There are a couple videos about how to use different editions of Minecraft. And then this is actually an important thing. This is a submission form checklist, which will allow you to organize all the materials that you're going to need to bring together and upload. So I'll give you a quick look at that. It's just a simple PDF, but you'll want to put your name and your age, your country, your school, your email address. This is where you can describe the concept behind your design. This is where you can put the public web link that you can get from the iTwin viewer so people can view your creation. And then this is just a checklist of the other things that you're going to need to submit. You're going to need to submit the 3D model that you created in Minecraft, a screen capture of your Minecraft structure placed in the real world location. And then if you are a finalist, we're asking you to submit a short video explaining of yourself, explaining your project and why you designed what you designed. If you're under 18 years of age, you'll have to have your parents sign a release form saying that it's okay for you to participate. And that, as I mentioned, if you are under 18 and you need to have your parents sign this release, then you can get that here. Okay. All right. So now you have an idea of the contest and how to do it and what resources are available. So I'm going to hand it over to Bao, who is going to give you some step-by-step tips on how to uh, get your Minecraft model and place it into the real-world location using the iTwin viewer. So Bao, over to you.
Thanks, Stephen. So today I'm going to give a quick walkthrough of the entire process of the Digital Twin Design Challenge from registration to submission. I'm assuming most of you who are currently in this webinar has already registered with Bentley. If not, you can do so by going to education.bentley.com and clicking on the login button at the top right corner over here. I'm already logged in, so you'll see my name. But to get started, you will need a completed profile, so make sure you do that first. And then you can head on over to the Digital Twin Design Challenge page by going to the right side of the main education.bentley.com page. Under Digital Twin Design Challenge, click on Learn More, and you'll be taken to the front page of our challenge. This web page has basically all the information that I'll be going through today, so if you missed anything or want more details, I suggest you give this page a read. So we'll immediately jump in, and you can just scroll down and click on register here. You'll notice we immediately got redirected to the official challenge page. If you happen to lose this page, you can go back to the email you registered with, and you should be able to get back to this page and restart the challenge. So just to finalize and complete the registration process, I'm going to click here to get started. This will create a new custom viewer for you, but first you'll need to allow the permission, the application to create it for you, redirect back, and the registration process will automatically kick in, sign you up, create a new custom viewer, and by the end of it, it should automatically take you to the first step of the challenge, which is selecting your location. With the loading complete, you'll notice the viewer with a map of the default Sydney, Australia, and on the right side, prompting you to select a location. For this demonstration, I'm going to set my location to Alcatraz Island. So I'm going to click on Alcatraz Island, USA here, and you'll notice the map changes to Alcatraz Island. You can zoom in, zoom out, take a look around, and once you're happy with the location, you can proceed to the next step by clicking on Next Step here. And step 2 basically will prompt you to allow additional permissions for this challenge to upload the files directly from your computer. You can go ahead and agree to the terms and usage by clicking on the top link right here. It should take you to a different page and automatically authenticate for this service. Once it says successfully authenticated, you can just X out this window, return back to this page, and you'll notice that the next step button turned green. If it's not green, just refresh the page, go back through the steps, and it should turn green for you to proceed. Moving on to step 3, this is where you can start uploading your Minecraft structure. Of course, you will have to build your Minecraft structure first. We have a video directly within this page that gives you some tips on how to get started. You can access this video by clicking on how do I get my building files up here and clicking on the Minecraft Java edition, which is recommended for this challenge. For this webinar, I'm going to assume you already have your Minecraft structure built and world created. Just to give a quick preview of what I'm going to be exporting, this is just the default village that comes with a super flat world in Minecraft. Once you're done building your structure, you'll want to export it by downloading a software called Mineways, which you can access by clicking on this bottom link right here. Navigating to this page, you'll want to click on Download Mineways for Windows because I'm on the Windows operating system. I already have this downloaded, so going to the directory that I have it downloaded, you'll want to have it extracted. So I'm going to extract all, give the default location, and Windows will automatically open the extracted directory for you. Going into the Mineways directory, look for mineways.exe and execute the program. Mineways itself is an open source program. If you're on Windows, it might complain about it being unsafe. You can go ahead and run this anyway by going into More Info right here and clicking on Run Anyway. With Mineways opened, we can now open our Minecraft world by going to File, Open World, and opening the world you created your structure in. I'm going to make this a little bit bigger for us to see. You'll immediately see an aerial view of your Minecraft world. This is the village that I'm going to be exporting. You can move the location around by holding down on the left click and dragging your mouse around. You can zoom in to get a better view of the export that you're going to be making. Once you're satisfied with the area and have located your structure for export, begin selecting the area by holding down the right click button and drawing a box around the area. Mineways will show some informational. You can ignore this or read it. It's up to you. Go ahead and click OK, and you'll see a purple box that defines the area that you'll be exporting. Once you're happy with your selection, go back to File at the top left corner and click on Export for rendering. It'll prompt you for Windows of what file name you want it to be saved as. I'm going to name this as example export. Remember the location you saved it in. I'm going to hit save here. It's going to specify a bunch of different things here. The only one we're actually really interested in is the make Z the up direction instead of Y here. You'll want to hit a check mark there. And by default, the minimum height might actually get some of the grass that I don't really care about. So I'm going to increase the minimum height here from 3 to 5. And that's all I'm going to play with here. You can modify more things if you're interested in. Those are the only two configurations I normally make. Go ahead and hit OK. You'll get some more statistics. You can safely ignore that. And now navigating back to our File Explorer, you'll see the example export file that we just exported right here in my File Explorer. Now we have all the files necessary to actually drag and drop into the iTwin viewer. A quick tip, if you are on Windows 10, you can open the .obj file up, and Microsoft has a built-in 3D viewer where you can preview the structure that you've exported. So if this looks good to you and you're happy with it, you can X that out and go back to the iTwin viewer. All we need to do now is drag the files that we got from the export into the dash box over here. The instruction says to drag the OBJs, the PNGs, and the MTLs together. If you don't do this, your structure might not have color once it gets moved to the viewer. So I'm going to select all the related files, hold down left click, and drag it right into the box over here. You might run into an issue if you haven't been on this page for a while. So if nothing's happening or you get an error, just give the page a refresh and retry dragging your files back in. But here you'll see it's automatically doing the work, uploading the file. And this can take up to 5 minutes depending on the traffic and how large your files are. So Let's give this a moment as it runs the upload process. And now it's finalizing, it's almost complete, and on completion, it should automatically refresh the page and take us to the next step. So let's give this a moment. Success, and refresh happens, and then it'll re-render your model for the first time. It might take a second because we now don't just have an empty model, we have our uploaded model. And now directly to step 4, you'll see our little village, and we are now at the positioning your structure step. I'm not going to go into too much detail here. Basically, you can move it in whichever way you like. This is the fun part of the project. If you'd like to scale it down because the structure is too big, you can change the scale here. You can also move it left and right, rotate it along the Z-axis if you like, up and down, rotate it left and right. But basically, you get the point. Try to make this, a nice village that you have in Alcatraz here. And you can even change the location here if you decided to change basically the whole area if you're not happy with it. I'm just going to move it back to Alcatraz because I like this island. And once you're done, you can just hit save, and you're basically ready for the next step. This step is really simple. You just name your structure whatever you want. I'm going to name this Village Island Alcatraz, and a brief description: an island on Alcatraz. Not very creative, but that's all you need to do on step 5. Hit next step, and essentially you're done at this point. You are actually ready for submission. You can even share it to your friends on some of the social network links we have here. If you want to share it directly, you can copy your public link and give this to your friends. You can paste it anywhere. This does provide a public view of your iModel with the description you have at the bottom right here. Notice I named it Village Island Alcatraz. Here's my description. And this model, nobody can actually modify. They'll get the intended view that you saved in the original viewer. And, whatever they do here, they can rotate, really take a close look at it. It doesn't really matter because they can't modify your structure. So once you're happy, we are ready for submission. For submission, you'll want to navigate back to the official Digital Twin Design Challenge page, and right next to the registered button where we started the whole thing, you'll see a green submit button right here. It asks for a number of things, and I would put this all in a Word document like Microsoft Word. You'll have to answer things like what goals you had in your mind while designing the structure, and also include the public URL of the structure linked within your document. Again, you can get that right here. Just paste it directly within your document. You'll also need all the exported files in the submission, as well as the screen capture of your design. Once you have all the files located in the same place, I would just create a zip file by selecting all the files, just like I'm going to do here. Give it a right click and send to a compressed zipped folder. So this includes the Word document, your pictures, and the files. So I'm going to name this bow submission. Hit enter, and then once you have all the zip files up, you can essentially browse to it, attach this to the submission, click on I agree to terms and condition, and hit submit, and you're good to go. That pretty much sums up the entire process. If you're running into any issues during your challenge, please feel free to reach out to us. Most importantly, enjoy the process and have fun designing your structure. Thank you.
All right, well, thank you, Bao. So now I'd like to move on to how you can get help if you're still have a question or you're stuck on something. Really what you just need to do is go to the Bentley Education portal. You'll need to log in, and then you'll be able to go to the support section. And under the support drop down, there is a contact us button. And if you go there, then there's a contact us form, and you can send questions. If you're stuck or if you need some clarification on something, feel free to contact us this way.